Welcome to ICANN Media. I'm your host, Rob Hislop. We are continuing our series looking at the 4 finalists for Entrepreneur of the Year Prairie Region, put out by Ernst & Young in the Energy Services category. We've already introduced you to a couple so far. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to Alvin Pike with Helical Pier Systems. Alvin, thanks very much for joining us here.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.
Well, so tell me a little bit. What we're starting off with all the people involved in this award is finding out a little bit about them. So perhaps you can tell me how you got into this business.
Well, it was almost by accident, I would say. You know, I was running my own successful engineering company, and my father-in-law had a small little outfit in BC that was doing this kind of technology. And his company got into some trouble. He was losing customers. His main customer base was the U.S., so he asked me to have a look at what I could do to help him rescue the business. And in doing so, I really liked what was going on in the business and said, you know what, I think this would be a good business to be in. So I sold out of my engineering company and bought his business along with 2 others and merged all 3 together to form what we have today.
Okay, so what is it you have today? Tell us a little bit about what the company does.
Well, we're in the oil field services business mostly. We do power line construction. We're in the foundation business. We have a unique product which is unusual in the foundation business. You screw it in the ground. It's like if you consider a piece of drywall and you take a nail or a screw and you screw it or nail it into that drywall and pull on it, the screw is naturally going to have a better holding capacity than the nail would. Well, we've taken that technology to a much larger scale. In fact, we do piles that are 48 inches around. So, you know, they're fairly massive, but the concept is the same as a drywall with a nail or screw. So it's a new technology in the business, relatively new. It's been around for a long time, but it's only been used in oil plants and big construction facilities over the last 10 or 15 years. And we're the pioneers, Albertans, not just us, but our competition, our biggest competition, are the pioneers in this business in Canada. We started 1977, so 37 years ago, and it's just taking off. It's really starting to grow now.
Now, one of the things that entrepreneurs have is they usually have an idea and that they want to bring to market. Did you have any challenges in convincing people or companies that this was the way to go?
I would say there were challenges, but I would say that they were very interested. You know, they saw the ability for the product to save them money and time on their projects, and I think that, that really piqued their interests. And it took a lot of convincing of the engineering companies. My job when I first took over was to go down to Calgary, where the center of engineering is in the oil and gas business, and convince the engineers to spec this stuff on their projects. And then convince the owners that this is a viable product, and the rest is history. I mean, it's well accepted in the oil and gas industry in Alberta. As far as power lines, transmission lines go, you see them going up all over the province of Alberta right now. We have put the foundations under probably 3,000 towers around the province of Alberta in the last 4 years. So it's well accepted technology.
You mentioned engineering firms. One of the things I saw on your website that you say sets you apart is that you've got your own engineering department as well.
Yes, we have a specialty engineering department. It is a group of geotech and structural engineers that most of them have advanced degrees. We have a couple of doctors on staff, a couple of master's degrees on staff, guys that know the business very well and are good at convincing other engineers that the product is perfect for what they're considering.
So where are you going now? You took what was in essence a failing company, turned it into a success. What's the future hold?
Well, that failing company was a 3-person company, and we're 250 people today. So from 3 people to 250, I think we've done pretty good in the last 7 years. And I could see us doubling our staff in the next 5 years. You know, I could see us being 500 people. And to me, that's what it's really all about. I really enjoy employing people. I like having people around me, good people. I like to be an employer. And so for me to double the size of the company as far as staff goes, that's really where I see it going.
What sort of advice might you have for entrepreneurs that are getting started?
Well, I guess number one, make sure you surround yourself with very good people. You want to have good people not just in your business life, but in your personal life. I think in this area, no truer words there that like attracts like, and you know, if you've got a lot of enthusiasm, you're good at what you do, you're going to attract those same sort of people. And I think that's the key, is to surround yourself with good people.
What are your thoughts about being recognized by Ernst & Young as being, I mean, if you look at the 4 people that are nominated in this category, 2 are from Nisku, 1 is from Edmonton, 1 is from Sherwood Park. So we seem to have the market covered on this. But your thoughts on getting that recognition?
Well, never really been big on that sort of thing. It hasn't, I don't think it's really sunk in for me yet. I'm so focused on our business that, when I have outside distractions, I almost consider it a distraction rather than, helpful. And I've been asked to accept the nomination for several years now, and this year I think I finally have some time to put an effort into it, to do these sort of things like meeting you and other interviews and all of the paperwork involved. So this year is the year I think that I had the time to do it. And as far as the recognition goes, I think it's fantastic. I think it really is a recognition of our company, and although it's me personally up there, it certainly couldn't have been me without all of the other people that are around me. So I really consider it to be a company, award.
Alvin, thank you so much for joining us here on ICANN Media.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me.